I couldn't be more proud of the efforts of the men and women standing behind me or all of those standing behind them. President Trump said from early on that this would be a whole-of-government approach, and today gives evidence of the fact that it is also a whole-of-America approach. We're bringing the full resources to the federal government and the full resources of this great economy and our great business sector to bear in protecting the American people and protecting American families. A few updates from today. As we continue to expand testing availability across the country, testing is now available at all state labs. By the end of this week, there will be more than 4 million more tests made available in jurisdictions around the country. 1 million are already in place. Thanks to the good work of our top commercial labs that the President Trump brought together yesterday, LabCorp and Quest are in the process now of distributing and marketing coronavirus tests all across America, and we're working with state and local officials to ensure that that happens as rapidly as possible. But as the testing is expanding, we wanted to make sure the American people knew that testing was available to them and that cost would not be a barrier. Today, President Trump assembled the top health insurance executives in America. And as we announced earlier today, all of our major health insurance companies have now joined with Medicare and Medicaid and agreed to waive all co-pays, cover the cost of all treatment for those who contract the coronavirus. They've committed to no surprise billing, and they've committed to encourage telemedicine. It was a year ago that Medicaid actually expanded to pay for telemedicine. Medicare pays for telemedicine. So now for seniors who may think that they are either at risk or have contracted the disease, they can get medical advice without having to go to the doctor or go to an emergency room. I know I speak for President Trump when I say how grateful we are to see our health insurance industry step forward to meet this need so that no American should be concerned about being able to pay for or afford the cost of a coronavirus test if they deem and their doctor deems it to be appropriate and necessary. The President also went to Capitol Hill today to meet with members of the United States Senate Republican caucus. There he talked about an economic package, including he's calling for payroll tax relief. And I think most important to the President's heart, we want to make sure that hourly workers, hardworking blue-collar Americans that may not have paid family leave today, that small and medium-sized businesses in America would be afforded the resources to provide paid leave so that no one would feel that they have to go to work if they might be infected or if they might have been exposed to the coronavirus. We had a good reception on Capitol Hill. Our legislative teams have fanned out. We're going to be working with Republican and Democrat leadership to move an economic package. Larry Kudlow will be reflecting on that in just a few moments. We also talked about what are known as N95 masks, and we're working, Senator Deb Fischer and others have important legislation that would extend temporary liability protections so that masks that are made for industrial use could be sold to hospitals to ensure that our healthcare workers are properly protected and outfitted. And we're grateful for growing bipartisan support for that measure, and we're going to be working earnestly with Republicans and Democrats to move a reform that would make more N95 masks available. I'm also pleased to report that we did receive this afternoon a comprehensive proposal from the cruise line industry, a proposal that includes advanced screening, improving medical services on ships, providing for airlift evacuation and land-based care at the expense of the cruise lines for anyone that might be not only infected with the coronavirus, but with any serious illness. We'll be reviewing that in the next 24 hours. The President's objective is for us to make cruise lines safer, even as we work with the cruise lines to ensure that no one in our particularly vulnerable population is going out on a cruise in the near future. I'm going to recognize Dr. Fauci to talk about where we are. And Dr. Birx will give us some research that she's done on the scope. We'll have other updates. But let me say once again, this is a whole of government approach. And from early on, President Trump has insisted that our government at the federal level, all of our partners at the state level, work in concert to protect the American people. And as we stand here today, the risk to the average American of contracting the coronavirus remains low. But we're absolutely determined to give every American the tools and the information that they need to protect themselves, their families, their workplace, their schools, and we're going to work together. We're going to work together to see our way through this, and working with leaders in both parties in Congress, working with leaders at the state level all across this nation. I'm confident we will.